third altcoin that I've chosen to showcase to you today is a bit of crypto.com, just because we've got some really quite interesting TA coming through. And I must say, starting off on the daily here, we've got obviously very nice parallel channel, obviously a bit of spillage to the upside here, but you can see the correction we faced to the downside. Back inside this channel, the level of support that we are finding along this zone, pretty strong. And this basically brings me on to potentially target prices for the day here. Just probably not for the day, probably for the next like 3 or 4 days or so, just because obviously we are seeing crypto today take a massive, crypto's going to the toilet today. It's going down drastically, and we're seeing crypto.com at this point in time. CRO is down around 7% there. Pretty rough stuff. But what I would say here, guys, in terms of level of support to be looking out for, if the dump is going to continue here, we've got a lovely bounce point around $16. 16 cents and 87 there. But in order to get through that, we've got to get through some major moving averages, the price action channel as well. We've got to get through the price action channel as well. So we'll just have to see how that goes. In terms of level of support, it probably is going to hold. Now, the reason why I did choose this as my altcoin of the day today is actually because in terms of a reflection on how much the markets have dumped, this really isn't actually dumped that much. It really hasn't dumped that much, and we've actually held a very, very crucial level of support here on the midterm. You can see how we've actually held this. Very good stuff indeed. Really nice. We're currently sat on the cusp of that. Hopefully we can hold it. If not, we've still got a 200 EMA to bounce us up from there. Now, this is where it gets quite interesting, guys, just because this is another parallel channel. We've got resistance coming through from this top zone here, as you can see, multiple levels of resistance here. And also, that basically means we've got a parallel channel, guys, an upward sloping parallel channel. So now what are we looking for? We're looking for a breakout scenario either side. The breakout scenario to the lower side is going to be the measure move that you can see here, there, everywhere. You can see here and there. You can see us. The measure move to the downside is going to be around this point. So in terms of percentages, what we could be looking for a potential short position coming through here, guys, it's going to be around a 10.33%. And the fact that crypto.com hasn't really reacted as much as all the other altcoins here, there might be some room left in the tank there for a potential dump there. So a potential short position could be coming through. And as you can see, guys, that is going to bring us down right down to that potential level here on the daily chart there for a lovely level of support in terms of a bounce, in terms of a correlative point. So you can see stars are slightly aligning for that, looking pretty good indeed. Let me jump down to the 1 hour and let's see what's going on the 1 hour, just for you little scalpers out there. Same sort of scenario as I would say. We do have a volume weighted ATR band to think about there, so that's definitely going to be acting as a take profit point, I would say. If that is correlating with the 200 moving average, we'll see. In terms of a live price, we've got 18.42 jumping down to the hourly there. It's going to be 18.14 there, so yeah, just below that. Maybe you're going to be entering what you're going to be, well, potentially, obviously nothing I said is financial advice, guys. You're going to be entering on that when you get candle body close below this 200 moving average here, 200 EMA, and your first take profit is going to be at that volume weighted ATR band. So if we do that around that 18.14 there, still 1.34%, that's going to be your first take profit point. As you can see, it's going to be holding us up as a massive level of support there, guys. And in terms of some history for that, you can see massive level of support this volume weighted ATR band is. As you can see there, multiple times we have bounced off this pretty famously. If we lose it and we trend below it, it's going to be acting as heavy resistance, guys, and we start a downtrend below it. But usually we do bounce off it. More time we bounce off it than break it to the lower side there. So yeah, we'll just have to see how that does go. But that's why we're going to be having our first take profit point basically there, and then from there staggering take profits all the way down. You know the score. Once we hit our first take profit, we move our stop loss to our entry point. If we see any sort of reversal there in the price, it's absolutely fine because we've already hit our first take profit and we get stopped out at entry, guys. Stopped out at entry, so it's still a profitable position at the end of the day. And that is going to be my third and final altcoin of the day, guys.